Most guys grow up believing they must always be the one to initiate every step. Break the ice, take the risk, and accept the possibility of rejection. But the truth is that there is a psychological shift you can create. A subtle but powerful signal that can make a woman feel drawn toward you first and actually make her take the initiative, even though most men think it is impossible. In this guide, I am stepping into the role of your wing girl. Someone who gives direct insight into what women really respond to instead of what they say they want. Because there is often a big difference between the two. And when you understand that difference, dating becomes clearer, smoother, and a lot less stressful. The modern world preaches equality and advancement. Yet in dating culture, women are still conditioned to wait, to let the man initiate, and that creates pressure on guys who feel they must guess what she is thinking, risk embarrassment, and take the emotional weight of every move. But there is a way to reverse the dynamic without using cheesy lines or manipulative tactics. I call it giving her psychological permission, a quiet form of leadership that makes her feel emotionally safe enough to act on her attraction because female psychology is heavily influenced by the need for social approval, emotional comfort, and the assurance that she will not be judged for acting boldly. Many women, even strong independent ones, hesitate to make the first move because they do not want to appear desperate or overly forward. And they have been raised with beliefs that a woman should not take initiative in romance, which makes them hold back even when they are thinking about you constantly, checking their phone or hoping you reach out. To open that door, you do not force anything. You simply create an environment where she feels safe, admired, and understood. And once she senses that freedom, her natural urge to move toward you activates in a powerful way. For example, I once coached a man who liked a woman at work and was almost certain she liked him too, but feared taking the first step because of workplace consequences. So I told him to casually bring up the topic of dating or how people hesitate to make the first move. Then drop a simple line like saying he finds it attractive when a woman takes initiative. And by doing that, he gave her psychological approval to express interest without fear of being judged. Women test confidence through hesitation, so if she responds with something traditional like insisting men should ask first, she is not rejecting the idea. She is checking how you handle the moment. Which is why a playful, slow, confident reply, like asking whether you would have to make the first move if you wanted to take her out, creates a spark that she will think about long after the conversation ends. This approach works not only for dating, but also for long-term relationships. Because attraction fades when it is not nurtured, not because it dies. And partners often fall into patterns where one person, usually the man, initiates everything, unintentionally training the woman to wait instead of participate, by reminding her in a playful, warm way that you enjoy when she surprises you or makes the first move. You reignite a side of her that wants to feel bold, flirtatious, and desirable. And many men are shocked to learn how much their partner was holding back, simply because she never knew her initiative was wanted. Emotional safety is the foundation of a woman's willingness to express desire. And when she trusts that you will appreciate her boldness instead of judging her, she becomes more confident and more expressive in ways that deepen connection, intimacy, and excitement. The three-line formula that activates this shift is simple yet powerful. Starting with saying that you find it incredibly attractive when a woman goes after what she wants, then explaining that it is rare and memorable, and finally, admitting that you enjoy being surprised when a woman takes the lead, which plants curiosity, imagery, and confidence in her mind. When she hears this, she begins imagining what she could do, and her subconscious becomes more open to taking the first step, whether that means texting first, asking you out, leaning in for a kiss, or initiating intimacy. If you want her to chase you, you must stop being overly available because women rarely pursue what feels too easy, and instead they are drawn to men who show confidence, patience, curiosity, and a little challenge, creating a dynamic where she feels motivated to invest effort. This isn't about giving up control. It is about demonstrating a level of emotional leadership that makes you more attractive because you are someone who is confident enough to be desired, rather than constantly chasing desire. And that confidence changes the entire chemistry between you and her. The more you understand what triggers female attraction, the easier it becomes to create genuine connection. And once you master emotional cues, subconscious signals, and permission-based psychology, you will notice women acting in ways they rarely do for other men. Because you know how to create an environment where desire flows naturally, women appreciate men who understand the human side of attraction, who create emotional comfort, who communicate with clarity, and who invite rather than pressure. And when you apply these principles, you shift from reacting to creating connection, which is real power. You deserve a relationship where you feel wanted, chosen, and pursued. And she deserves a partner who understands the psychological truth behind what women feel but rarely say. And when both sides work together, the attraction becomes easier, deeper, and more natural than ever.